My name is, as you can tell, is Harrington. I'm president of the Concerned Association of Russell Residents. What I'm going to talk about tonight is the Russell Renaissance, reinventing West Louisville, specifically the Russell neighborhood where I live. Russell neighborhood is one of Louisville's oldest neighborhoods. It originally wasn't an African-American neighborhood. We kind of moved in the early 1800s, and now it became known as the Harlem of Kentucky. And as you see here, this is a map of the Russell neighborhood. It's immediately to the west of us, bounded by 9th Street and 33rd Street on the east and west boundaries, and Market and Broadway on the north and south boundaries. Comes a big square. Now before urban renewal, Russell used to be from 5th Street to 33rd Street. So it's kind of lost a lot of its size, but it's still a wonderful and a beautiful neighborhood. And what I'm going to talk about today are two proposals that I'm working on actively for the redevelopment and the re-energization, I guess you could say, of the Russell neighborhood. And the first one I want to talk about, which didn't show up on the slide, is the Haymarket. Is a permanent Haymarket in Russell. And what this Haymarket means to me is more than just a Haymarket, more than just a place where people can come, congregate, where they can sell goods and services. That's great, and that's a big part of the Haymarket, but it needs to be bigger than that. It needs to be more than that. And this is the site that I'm kind of interested in, kind of selected. It's on the corner of 18th and Market, which is right on the boundary of Portland and Russell. Now you can see behind the picture there's like a little smokestack. That's a warehouse that's been slowly torn down for the past like 5 years now, and in front of it is like a vacant lot, almost a whole city block. So what I envision is doing something like this. The bottom photo is the Lenders Market up in Cincinnati, up in the Over the Rhine neighborhood. And that's what kind of vision, a year-round market where guys can sell things and people can interact. You can have an amphitheater in the back of such a large area. We can have concerts, community events, large gatherings. Most importantly though, we can take street vendors, guys who are normally in the streets selling their goods and services, give them a Haymarket. Because after a while, what happens is you get the same people over and over and over again renting out the spaces. So what you do is you take those guys and gals and people who've been renting those spaces over and over and over again, get them connected with organizations like the Peer Group, which is a business mentoring organization here in Kentucky. Get them connected with CVC, which they do micro lending, and you start to work on them and take them from what they did on the street corner in the tent to they have their own storefronts where they're paying rent, and then they start to own their own businesses. And that's how you kind of regenerate and you get those small mom and pop businesses going. That's how you restart what Russell used to have, what Smoketown used to have, when all those streets would be lined with just mom and pop stores. This is how you kind of start to bring that back. This would be like a small business incubator for the neighborhood. And that's what I really envision for this Haymarket to be. A small business incubator where you take guys, they can go to businesses like this, get their storefronts. This is the OJ's, which is a kitchen, which actually they're working on bringing that to make that a community kitchen as well. And then you kind of start to get the uplift. Then you can start to change the numbers in Russell. Then you can start to get more ownership of businesses. And most importantly, the community takes ownership because these are people in the community building up their community, building businesses in their community. And that's how you start to revitalize the community and eventually go from one storefront to many. And that's the goal of the Haymarket as I see it in West Louisville. Now the biggest project I have, kind of gets me here, is the Quinn Chapel project. And for those who don't know, I've been kind of working on this with the Y for almost a year now, which is turning the Quinn Chapel, which is a historic church on the corner of 9th and Chestnut, into the Clifton Center of West Louisville. Now the slides you're going to see, this is Quinn Chapel right here. So the slides you're going to see are the interior of Quinn Chapel. I kind of describe like kind of what I see going on inside Quinn Chapel. Inside the sanctuary part, which is this right here, it'd be a performing arts center where you can have plays, where you would have concerts, meetings, weddings, comedy shows, the whole kit and caboodle, right there to be the only performing arts center west of 9th Street of this type. And in the back part, you would have educational facilities where we're going to teach filmmaking, you teach graphic design, we teach set design. I've already talked to two local theater companies in town who are going to be headquartered at the Quinn Chapel. And they're willing to teach kids everything about playwriting, from design, from set design, from writing, from script writing to directing to costume designing. This could be like almost like an arts vocation, because I want this to be more than just an arts center. I want this to be where kids can learn a viable skill you can use someplace else. I got guys right now want to come in and teach graphic design. So we'll make the posters for our own plays, design the tickets for our own plays, so kids will learn from beginning to end how you put this production together, how does this work? And these are very, very marketable skills they can use in other things, but most importantly, something they can use here, something they can hold on to, they can take everywhere they go. So that's why I see right now with the Quinn Chapel. Like I said, we got guys who do film school, computer animation, you know, everything you can think of is going to happen in this building. The best part about it is because you have the amphitheater side or the theater side in front, it can help fund the educational piece in the back, because this has to be self-sustaining. This has to be something to keep going from generation to generation to generation. Because I believe that one thing Louisville Vol14 is really tapped into is arts. We never really found a way to tap into the arts. I think this is our way to do it, but most importantly, this is our way to push what goes on in other parts of Louisville, to push it west. Because a lot of times West Louisville tends to get left out on, you know, different concepts and different movements and things of that nature. We got to start pushing things west, and Quinn Chapel is it. Quinn Chapel is what we're going to use to push things west. And I believe that this will be kind of like the light at the end of the tunnel for West Louisville, and especially the Russell neighborhood. And that is the stained glass of Quinn Chapel. Yeah, I still have some more time to go. Wow, I wasn't expecting this. Thank you.